Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for, unfortunately, Napoli 3, Inter 1. My first number one. Yes, because this is the first time in my life that I give in my short YouTube career a grade of 1 to a soccer player. But we'll come to that. So we had, before coming into this game, a streak of five in the five top leagues of Europe: Bundesliga, Premier League, La Liga, Italy, and the French League. We had the highest number of wins in a row until yesterday, 8. Lipsia had 5 and Lens had 4. But thanks to our friend Gagliardini, now we interrupted abruptly this streak. Let's have a look at the game, but there's not much to say, you know. First half, we actually came in with a nice attitude. The game was very balanced. We were studying our opponents. Not many opportunities on both sides to score, but even though we were leaving the ball possession to Napoli, we were actually handling very well the situation. Also, what was important is that yesterday, despite the turnover, it was a great tactical rehearsal of Manchester City, because Naples, they play basically like City, very aggressive, very high up with their line of pressure. So, you know, it would have been a great way to rehearse for the Champions League final, but Gagliardini prevented us from this. After the goal that, after the red card to Gagliardini in the 41st minute of the first half, basically the game was over. Until then, I had the clear sensation that we could tie it. After that, I had the clear feeling that we were gonna lose it. Second half was a monologue by Naples, and they scored their goal on a shot on which Onana could have probably done a bit better. Then we magically tied the game with that Di Marco cross and Lukaku tap in, thanks also to Juan Jesus, who basically didn't move in that play. And right after, Di Lorenzo scores this incredible Euro goal, and the game is over. And in the very end, they even score the third one on a mistake by Di Marco, who really played with high peaks with the cross for the goal, the assist, but also with very low plays like this one in which he lost the ball, and not only. But let's go to the game and to the players and to the grades. Onana 5.5. He was cautious and really paid a lot of attention on a shot by Di Lorenzo in the first half. He was very good on Kvaratskhelia shot with his right foot in the second half. As we said on the first goal, he could have done a bit better. He could have done nothing on the second and the third. He was also unlucky in the third goal because the ball passed under his armpit, basically. So it was a bit unlucky. And because of all these reasons, he gets a 5.5. He was not impeccable yesterday. D'Ambrosio, who was born in Naples, by the way, gets a 6+ because he conquered some good balls, but he also showcased some inferiority in terms of physical power, especially with players like Osimhen. Like a head shot from Osimhen in the first half was very dangerous, and D'Ambrosio was marking him, but he couldn't even jump, you know, so he was really with the head not very good yesterday. He also had a couple of wrong launches here and there, but in the second half he recuperated the ball in our penalty box, which would have been really risky. So he basically saved the 2-0 score, and that's why, despite some mistakes, I give him a 6+. De Vrij, 7-. He's probably the best man on the pitch for Inter yesterday. He was very good defensively and also in starting some plays. I appreciated some vertical passes that he made yesterday. So 7-, and I'm really glad because we do need him in our defensive phase and lineup. Bastoni 6 plus, nice launches here and there, but he was a bit far from Elmas on the cross that then originated the header from Osimhen, who did better than D'Ambrosio. So this is just to say, and this is why I give him 6 plus and not more, that defensively sometimes he still needs to be a bit more attentive. Bellanova, it's a 5. I mean, I am cheering for him when he plays. I like the spirit that he puts on the pitch, but he's just not good enough for me. He suffered Kvaratskhelia quite a bit. He did good things, but also bad things. This is the problem, and the bad things are more than the good things that he made. You know, like a bad tackle, wrong passes. Yes, as I say, nice crosses sometime, and a nice conquering of the ball, even defensively. But then, you know, sometimes he gave them an assist, for example, with a ball that he launched from our defense towards the center of the penalty area. So, you know, he also made a stupid fall in the end and risked a lot because he applauded the referee. So I don't know, I'm not sure about Bellanova, honestly. Yes, he can improve, but I'm not sure about how much he can improve. Barella 6.5. He played relatively well, but when you have Gagliardini and Aslani on your sides, you know, even being able to maintain your mental sanity deserves a 6.5. So he was good. He gave a great ball to Big Rom in the end of the first half. He tried his best. So it's a 6.5, and this is a game in which becoming nervous is obvious and almost understood, but he didn't. So good Barella, 6.5. Aslani, 5 plus, just a light player. He did recuperate a nice ball on Osimhen because he could, in that occasion, start a counter-attack, but he was impalpable in our build-ups. He was impalpable, and that's why it's a 5 plus. Also a disappointment, and this goes to the critics to Inzaghi that he doesn't let Bellanova and Aslani play enough. Yesterday we've seen probably why. And here we go, my first number 1, Gagliardini. He gets a 1 because, you know, you can be bad at playing like Correa and, you know, just Mother Nature didn't give you the right tools. But when you make a mistake like the one that you made, dear Gagliardini, you deserve a 1. Why? Because you made 5 falls in 41 minutes, of which 3 of these 5 falls were yellow cards. The first one, you got it. The second one, the referee didn't give it to you, but it was clear to everyone in the stadium and watching that you were risking too much. Lautaro stood up from the bench and told you this, Inzaghi told you this, and you even, you know, reacted by saying, I understood, like, you know, shut the freak up, I understood what I gotta do. And 3 minutes later, you make a foul and you go out and you leave the team in this situation. Let's forget about the game and the point that you made us lose yesterday. But what about the minutes that all the other players had to play more intensively because of you, because of your stupidity, because you're an idiot? You are an idiot. It's useless to talk about what you've done apart from the falls, because you've done only those falls. You are ridiculous. You're a damage. And if I was in the management, I certainly would find you really bad, because this is a mistake that a professional who gets paid millions cannot make. It's a 1, and I hope you will be left out of the squad even for the final of the Champions League, because you deserve that. Gosens 5, nothing special. As usually, you don't notice this player enough. So, Robin, you need to step up and do more. Otherwise, I would even put you on the market this summer. Anyway, sorry, your only fault is that you come after Gagliardini in the list of players. That's why I'm upset, because you can't be not upset after considering what Gagliardini has done. So, but anyway, Gosens is a 5. The grade is fair. Lukaku 6.5 because he scored the goal. By the way, he scored 6 goals in the last 8 games with Inter, so he's being very decisive, and the investment we've made is paying off so far. It's a 6.5, not well until the goal. You only had one shot in the first half, but you brought the game on a 1-1 situation when it was definitely not something anybody was hoping for. So that's something that goes to your merit, and you get a 6.5. Correa, 4.5. You just don't keep balls, you don't make your attack companions shine. On the first goal of Naples, you did something that also would deserve a fine, because you were close to Anguissa, right outside of the penalty box, and mysteriously you just started walking away towards midfield, leaving him completely alone. He got the ball and he scored. I mean, are you insane? Are you insane? Gagliardini, it's a lost cause. You are as well. Please try not to raise our animosity, yes, I would say, because fans can be really tough sometimes, and you deserve tough fans. 4.5. I even have in my mind this flash of you passing the ball with your chest. What is this? Passing the ball with your chest to the opponents. Play with some balls, you motherfucker. Then we have Acerbi, 5.5, because he was sliding too much, not because he wanted to slide, but because he couldn't keep his balance. And a couple of times this could have resulted in the same disaster that happened with Lazio. So even though he played well in other occasions, but in those 2 or 3 plays in which he slid, we risked a lot, and I don't like it. So 5.5 for Acerbi. Brozovic, 6+. He was good when he came in. Di Marco, 6-. 6- to a player who makes an assist. Yes, because he did make an assist, but then he was too far from Di Lorenzo when he shot on goal with his left foot. He was too far from him, so that's a problem. And also, you gave the ball to them for the third goal, basically, because you made a stupid pass towards Aslani instead of crossing the ball, because the game was basically over. So it's a 6- for Di Marco. Probably you even having your back burner all the situation with the supporters, but the supporters reacted to the fact that Di Marco chanted a choir that was prohibited by the fans, a choir in which basically nothing offensive apart from the usual jokes that the supporters make was present in the lyrics. Yet Curva Nord, Milan fans made a banner saying, "If you don't shut up, we're gonna cut your tongue." I mean, why do you make banners like this? I wish that our fans, the Curva Nord, would make now some banners for Correa and for Gagliardini with some menaces. I don't support menaces, of course, but in this case, with these 2 players, it's really tough to stay patient, You have to be Gandhi to be patient. Dumfries, 6.5, nice header, great cross, great power always, display of physical power and will. I like you, Dumfries, 6.5. And to finish it off, I would give a 5.5 to Inzaghi, because he was good in putting the team on the pitch with this turnover, because we do need it, unfortunately. He was also good in not letting down the team after the 1-0 and thinking that the game was over, but wanting to come back and coming back. So he was very good in motivating the team to come back and to reach the 1-1. But that choice that you made with Gagliardini is a burden. Is one mistake that you made, but it turned out to be a huge one, because you always substitute players with a yellow card, and that time it was evident to millions that he was going to get a red one, and you didn't substitute him. I know that you wanted to preserve our players, the valuable ones. I know that, and I admire that, because you wanted to protect them. But in front of such a shame, of such an idiot, all the thinking makes no sense anymore. So for yesterday, it's a 5.5 for Inzaghi. Anyway, let's not be disappointed. I honestly didn't care about the result of yesterday's game. Yes, a point would have been great, but it was the least important of all the games that we have in front of us. Also because Napoli wanted to beat all the 18 teams in Serie A and reach this record, and they did. So it's not a problem, the result. The problem is having players like Gagliardini in the squad. And that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please punch the like button, subscribe and leave a comment, because I'd love how to learn how to make these videos better. Thank you so much as always, and as always, Forza Magica Inter. Ciao!